you know the Bible has a superhero origin story? Meet Isaiah, the reluctant prophet with a fiery destiny. In the days when kings ruled with iron scepters and kingdoms rose and fell like waves against the shore, there lived a man named Isaiah, a prophet not yet awakened, a voice not yet heard. The year was marked by mourning. King Uzziah was dead. Fear whispered through Jerusalem like a cold wind. Assyria loomed like a hungry beast, and the people's hearts were brittle with sin. The temple was quiet, but heaven was not. One day, Isaiah entered the temple to pray, to reflect, maybe just to escape the noise outside. But what he found inside was a door into the divine. Suddenly, the veil between heaven and earth tore open. Isaiah saw the Lord, high and lifted up. His robe filled the temple like a flood of holiness. Above him flew seraphim, burning ones with 6 wings, 2 to cover their faces, 2 to cover their feet, and 2 to fly. They cried out in thundering waves, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory." The doorposts trembled. Smoke filled the temple. Isaiah fell to his knees trembling, not because of what he saw, but because of who he was. "Woe is me," he cried. "I am undone, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts." He thought it was the end, but God wasn't finished with him. He was just beginning. One of the seraphim flew to the altar, picked up a burning coal with tongs, and touched Isaiah's lips. "Behold," the angel said, "this has touched your lips. Your guilt is taken away. Your sin is atoned for." He didn't deserve it. He didn't earn it. But he was forgiven. Then came the voice of the Lord. "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" Isaiah's soul had been seared and awakened. He did not hesitate. "Here am I. Send me." And so the man who once feared became the prophet who thundered. He spoke of judgment to come, of nations to fall, of idols to burn. He warned kings. He stood alone. But he also whispered hope, like a flickering candle in a dark room. "A child will be born," he said. "A son will be given, and the government will rest upon his shoulders. His name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." But they did not listen. The people covered their ears. They mocked. They rebelled. Yet Isaiah never stopped, because the coal had touched him. The call had claimed him. Though rejected, Isaiah never wavered. He was the voice crying out in a desert of disobedience, pointing toward a future drenched in grace. He saw more than judgment. He saw redemption. He spoke of a suffering servant, wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. He saw a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief, crushed so we could be healed. And through all the years and all the pain, Isaiah held on to one promise: that light would rise out of darkness, that a king would come, not with chariots, but with compassion, not with war cries, but with healing hands. This was no ordinary king, that the Holy One of Israel would not forget his people. That's how Isaiah, once undone by holiness, became the voice of the Eternal. But Isaiah saw even deeper. He saw a servant, wounded, despised, rejected. He was pierced for our transgressions, crushed for our iniquities. The punishment that brought us peace was upon him, and by his wounds we are healed. The people would not understand it. How could the Holy One suffer? But Isaiah knew. This was the mystery of mercy. He spoke of deserts blooming, of blind eyes opening, of nations streaming to Zion. He saw a time when swords would become plowshares, when justice would roll down like waters. And he saw a future where God himself would dwell among his people, not distant, not silent, but Emmanuel, God with us. Isaiah's life was not easy. He was ridiculed, ignored, even hunted. But he had seen the throne. He had felt the fire. He had heard the call, and that was enough. Thousands of years later, his words still burn. His visions still echo. Because Isaiah didn't just speak for his time. He spoke for all time. He saw the throne, felt the fire, and found his calling in the presence of God. Throw your comment if you felt the fire, if you found the calling in presence of God. Please do not forget to share, like, and subscribe.